Yema obi biara akwa sonko ever spotlight on the word. Eye ni dia eye ahoho ase na so Onyankopon asa ma yekwan bi se yensia na sem. Ene eye na wotu de dikan. Ene eye kweseda. Na kweseda bia no ebo no miensa na say ebo 3 p.m. Spotlight on the word for life both on Facebook and on YouTube. And yetwa adisua last week yesa ase no ase. Last week eno mu twen komo efa instrumental music on awasafo na o de bakima ka instrumental music ni say e de twere ball na guitar ni sa na wono e ka yaso mu ho. Nti asembisa bi say ho na o twetwa mu ni say instrumental music ni ho nkro no ba no eno no Nyankopɔn pene so say yin so e wo asafo ni ana fa Nyankopɔn pene so nti na wo twetwa mu no me ne Michael Ananta Sosi ekito nkomo bebre ejina Nyankopɔn asem so ama enya answers bebre efi Nyankopɔn asem mu ema ehun say in the Old Testament no kwan bi so no na Nyankopɔn pene ba Jesus mu de Nyankopɔn enya ama ya ho kwan sa nti na yeto aso ana de ndie me so say ebe de kwampo aten last week no adetia ebi say enya odua ba ko abekan ho a ebe ma nkomo no aye de pa yi e na afen so ebe ta ko abakosem mu ebe ko in history na hwe say abakosem kwa de na abakosem patopiki ho e na questions bia e wo tim efa sa discussion you know all the nyina aba on both on Facebook and YouTube ebe yi nyina no nti na sa na ebe to aso kra no be say link yi ma foforo so afi na wa join the video ya say link yi ma foforo na like na ofoforo so we den ambeka ho na nyina yebum enche Yakopon asem spotlight on the way ni nti mame introduce yen guest ana say nyanoma many on ebedi sankomi nyina nim say last week many Michael Ananta Sosi na edin komo no ene de enya time ba kwa be kan ho ene there so a free all the way from Obuasi Yakopo adom say obedu tema nti o kan ho o ha ma nyina ebetun komo afa Yakopo asem say the mekan kan no o question bia ene lesson no more efa question so emra Derek ne Sosi are ready there question you about bia be ya no nti for a question to what said be ya any too late bo a question but too late in the lesson we do also na ye ba e be pon say the mre na yaduma so which me the question e ban tamo a na etini ayi no ntem nti amintia anuanom na yen sase Derek hoye
Nyankopɔn adare ma na on say
so hoye pa na Michael so bibia bokode
Nyame adom me hoye na won so ye
ya de so hoye pa da munyina ma se ma jimre se mwe cheche Nyankopɔn asem na ansa na no ede na mami enu weka che akifo mra ye che djuma de yase
chase ya na
yo me dia me ka che obi bia ni say ye da wo mase say den den nyina say ye ba online say na ye be pese enuanom be join ni na ye nyina esua de na most of the times no ye nya enuanom ma o join ni and within the week no e bit me e text say ebisa question o say mu kan say ana say ni say enti mame hu say enuanom bebre na omudi discussion na ye nechi na me encourage obi bia say obe to aso na wa share link na ama afoforo na obi bia nso ana wona wonya nti spotlight in campo no wetimi ate na wa join here all the time e ba say ye ni ombe ba bisua de no
okay me de meka ene say ye chia obi bia say woje bre na one ye hia se ye sua de no very important and ye dawase say wo ye ne sa enye obi na eko live a onya afoforo mpoma wotie nsem a wo kan nti bra wa say wo di etie na one ye sua de no ye ka se Nyankopɔn hwa say wonye Church of Christ ni na wo hwa ye dawase pa fi say enkomo ayedi no ehu hia yie pa na we de mesre say ye be kan quotation bi kakra ansa na ya hye ye enkomo no ase fi say so bi hu topic we say instrumental music in the church oftentimes no one person obe nya brempo a consider the air kanimpo because o say oh ja omo asem o ma be kan ye nim dada asem o be kan ni say ye nya ntwenebo na asori bia ne nkyerɛ asori bia ne niema a oye na ade ba ko so hye ne nso ne se ye nkwagye enti ena bribia ye atwa se ye bibia wo Kristosum enti se ye di sa nkomo yi a eti se ya mesrew se gibre fa Bible no biemu ne bisa ho asem bi se so nkwagye ne hu hia wo pa does it really matter say ye hwehwehwe sansensem bi se mu ebi se bia no adwen o sa de na mu nko kan asem fufuro bi enne boni bebre ko so obi asa de na mo ngibre ndi hu nkomo yensu bibi o Matthew chapter 7 ebi a quotation no ebi a ya boso dada but me pese e betim bi Matthew chapter 7 aroche pacho say wo ha 7:20 mere
21.
yes 21 na mengibre se metimi ama afoforo nso ehu a
Okay,
Matthew chapter 7
my man can also see, I'll say, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven.
Very that passage we say one of the passages are anytime bia meji brese me kan bia no na mame bisa me ho asem se so afoforo a egitum se we ye Christopher no wa hye sa quotation yin so ana if say so already quotation e kana or say not everyone who says to me Lord Lord shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven, which means say anoche bra ye de tua Bible ye de kwa sorry say nipa no onji bi se Nyankopon wo ho no na asem ye different eno no ye video so ho ebebo amu se nyame bi wo ho no wo ho but we obi a wo de wogitum se we o Kristo ni na wo kwa sorry se wo pen kwaje ntia na se wo ensem bi a fa Kristosum ye di ho nkomo na wa anje bra nhwem a e dangerous pa because Bible say one or say radie no verse 80s too. These are religious people. Among for mujitum say nyame bi wo ho a omo bom ho modern and na quotation we say Yesu Kristo e ka omo ho asem. Enti say sa quotation for sa nkofo yi ho. Na say fa ye ho. Na at the end of the day yakwa asori ya Nyankopon say je we ni na e zero. I think say one of the most dangerous things that can happen to any of us. And he say yes, you and say now. You there? Only anya adwimpo de tie. Ye wie na wo question bisa. Quotation say be kan only anya adwen a eni yenkom. Na obu onom nso a obisa say na mo ye hwan mo na ye metie mo. Me sofo ogina sorry them with over 2,000 people. Waka asema kire ya. Wo anoche ne danso ne friend say Michael a wo ayi say na wo degrees a wo do say na wo then e kire say ye ntie o Matthew 15 Yes Christo ka say mi say nkofo bi omu ni animfo no eboa mo kobo nsam gye na mepese ye behwe na Jacob back to Matthew chapter 15
I think verse 14.
Matthew 15 mepese anoche wedu ho Patricia the guy shall say verse number 7.
But say, hypocrites. Well, did Isaiah prophesy about you, saying, these people draw near to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me.
And this very passage I kind of yes Christo na ekasa. And sometimes you see yes or my warning answer na this is Jesus talking, not any other prophet or apostle or no. Jesus himself say or say these people and referring to the Israelites no say they draw near to me with their mouth and honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Verse 9
say, and in vain they worship me, teaching as doctrines the commandments of men.
Unfortunately, this passage and I said this statement say yes Christo kind is as true today just as it was true some years ago. If you say and it is the same thing. So many people so religious. Ebi awadan fu bi a oti o mama o brother o papa bi or ene Sunday wanye late to asori ebi awokra wutie ka o ye late na akwa asori. But this person wanye late. Wako church akọ clinic wo why bibia with the aim say heaven inti. Say nya heaven a make video no. Heaven inti na ye lessons we nyina. Na anocho to aso verse 10 na o say.
Verse 10 no say when he had called the multitude to himself, he said to them, hear and understand. Not that Not what goes into the mouth defiles a man, but what comes out of the mouth. This defiles a man. Verse 12. Then his disciples came and said to him, Do you know that the Pharisees were offended when they heard this saying?
And wait here. I'm not changing my key. Me say you get some small minutes be or verse 12 now. Who say yes Christ asem o kan no. Say in vain do they worship me no. The Pharisees were not happy, they were offended. Me pacho wait there me bisa. Why do you think they were offended?
Senebia in fact asem na Christo eka no. They think contrary and I say asem no efa omo ho ebia memfa ne senkyerehye na omo de mankofo no na Christo ebeka differently says senkyerehye na omo de mankofo no mo no they are rather not worshiping Onyankopon but they are worshiping Onyankopon in vain. It is a way apply to and I say obi wa sorry bi mu no ebia ono using instrumentals in the worship ni ade na o ba beka say worship na nipa no eye vain worship definitely nipa no
Yebeka say quotation ukokache o aka no kra na chire obi yes we controversial.
Yes.
O the umpe unity in the Christian body.
Condemn it.
Condemn it. But this is Jesus condemning a false act. Say in vain do they, and the scribes and the Pharisees, they were the teachers of the law. In Tiaga say you know obi ordinary so for na standard no. And if san so for neti asema ye kin the person will be offended.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ said in verse 13, say, but he answered
and said, Every plant which my heavenly Father had not planted will be uprooted.
Now, I'm not just a who was a park or any veggie. Who are for us seeing you when I watch and running with afufru. And why your lesson? What just a whole bomb na years or catch it say, hey, the muye ni no a vain. Na mubue say funo. Ya be catch it say when last week ni anoche na mochire na mi nka ho. Ena muye no obi asend message aba say na mo ade na mo ase mo asore nchire na mo betina na mo chire na ye mo ka se da bi enye sa nete. Nipa ni any question is aba no asa ka chire ni say edua bia enye Nyankopon na si no obetutu ase che say de nipa ne be kan no ensa mfa mo. And this is the state of many people today. Ocean leaders no their cars, but Jesus Christ did not change his message. He even emphasized and even made it clearer in verse 14 and 15 saying,
let them alone. They are blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind leads the blind, both will fall into a pit.
This is I don't know. So by implication, yes, we say Samoko swa di sa chire fo we echi a owuo mu na mobeko. Say ye nya botre bie Bible mu kan the Bible ka fa ntwene bo ho asori mu ene there are so many churches eba ntwene bo asema nkomo ye di a anoche so many churches eba ntwene wo ma asori de ende ye ka say ekrobi bo ya nugusu aye ke ko biti asori dem ena ye namfofo bi nso ono ma omo no mo bon twene wo church omo no mo ye instrumentalist wo church. And to some people no a pride to be the instrumentalist.
Yeah, say ma sorry no question.
Yes.
Man put me eto njumo mo ni gini ade.
Ena meti ba we so yes am so omo to collection.
Okay, so last time I said evangelism bina say wo so obi na on nipa no kasa nipa ni say asem a waka nde wati say like he has believed asem no but unfortunately no on the yes instrumentalist or church
but they don't go far. My roommate, he's your university no first year, he's now late Nyankopon Enkrano, and he no call this church is it AGCM and I mean okay no, on a MD, music director. Yes, Assemblies of God.
Okay.
On an MD, and unfortunately he died. Your campus now, or exchange program in our field. And you need one morning view. No, your name is observe the Bible questions. I went to say, I said, okay, dear, down so what can I say more? But me MD or church. On the music director, or not about a year, obo guitar, obo instruments, but not a very good with guitar. No. This is no better no ko join the church. Na o jaya one natural man function anymore.
On a director, on a director.
So you see, it became a hindrance to the truth now, according to him, no Tiasiano. Afe Okoba and Omokache and say, when I Church of Christ for Nim Comobium now, Sango for me Antichrist. T say Ubisaya. This statement in Yamaya can say, I'm shining through the then a Bible ekan. Yanya sa and Tiasia and Yejuma.
Adam, I see the way, and most of our day I see him crying. Now, after I bet was, I make some comments. Now, you know, for Omodium now, we Abuaji Joseph, particles. I say, hello, good afternoon to you all. Long time. Yeah. Or come with no child or have free YouTube and our child. And I was studio. And was studio so I free Facebook. I say, watching live from Zuma. And you know, say, in your mind, in Ghana. Like I interview. What I in remind me as I got Dubai. Nti onyan say God bless you brethren. Nti da wase bebre say woto he na menka ho ene nzemafo nyina. E na aboy this for na afi wa join for YouTube about Facebook. Emi say bia YouTube no e win data dodo. Nti about Facebook how the editor no ya say na nkoso. Nti we say hello good afternoon to you all long time. Please what the question about say the video kan kai no wo obi o question bia we bitin about say the be ya. Na ma lesson ne koso na be ya no say please is clapping also wrong. The question na Abuaji Joseph ebisaro no ya particular was be you no e da so be say oba dimadi ni so e na obi so aba dimadi no say fe no onyame de se kofi boama so onye ni pa ato a onye ni pa ato a oyi nyankopon de se prokope nti onyame de se God bless you guys abundantly nyankopon sira wo so onyame de se aya na the protocol be aba no ho so nyankopon de se de nti Onoko say watching live from Kindiri, Oti region, on the Ghana account. Onye Oti nipe use Ghana aya no free. Onyamidi Shekona was say the whole district capital doesn't have Church of Christ within the capital. Michael's home capital city. We need more hands to evangelize here.
Let's do it
together. Anima some cousin and now, Sumwa, Timako, where they measure what in tea, young come watch me brave. A particular side of you, I've missed you guys. Yes, you have told it, and that was a pass. With Jim and out here, a Jim and a Pavono, a Jinkomo. In the same can kind, question be a Fabra, said ye, Abuaji Joseph Diabano, a Bina no, and the Pomo. In Tifa, question about conversation, now comment be able to see us, a very ready. I'm a one for the apostle of both on YouTube. On Facebook. So share video, share link no ma for na share na amanfo for Emra Jumadi so. Inti yet was no Michael. We last week we know the this argument say obe summarize the last week ken na ebia obi antima hwe na wo twetwa mu no. Inti in a nutshell no e dey na e kan na wo twetwa mu.
Okay. So my mind will serve me right. Last week me can say discuss it Enema Efa this instrumental music na you can what it has to do very first one or you can about the fact say you can instrumental music na you wo and you can music actually in the church na you wo the friend of instrumental music and mechanical music and the friend then vocal music and church mu eba say okay music na you wo vocal and instrumental. And instrumental no you natural nema amount for edi accompany omonwom to no ebi to say artificial nema say yentwenebo any konka any den all those kind of things. And apart from that no accompaniment ni bi betimi aye natural say wo de wo bo nsemu and wo stomp your feet ni san nema no. Then we talked about the vocal aspect no dey kind say and no has to do with singing with your voice, but even under vocal mechanic saying vocal no you meet me anya verbal and not verbal and non-verbal. Non-verbal ne say dia wo hame and I wo bo hwema. Saa nneɛma no non-verbal, but vocal deɛ esan sɛ wode wano ɛna ɛyɛ. But verbal deɛ no ɛna na emphasize sɛ ɛno ne ade Onyankopɔn asɛm akyerɛ sɛ yɛde yano ɛto nnwom na words no amanfo ehu sɛ bia ana nnwom to no mu yɛde kyerɛkyerɛ yɛn ho nneɛma Onyankopɔn pɛ sɛ ɛyɛ. Yɛma several examples a ɛkyerɛ sa na sɛ Mecca bi mu so a yɛkɔti yɛma quotations bebree. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 19, Colossians 3:16, yɛka Hebrews chapter 2 verse 22 no so. Yɛka also in I think John chapter 4 verse 24, you discuss the law of worship. And then several other quotations are edia dance here say with this New Testament worship no Onyankopɔn ɛhyɛ yɛn sɛ yɛto nnwom keke wanka ɛwɔ bibia sɛ yɛmfa ntwenebɔ ensom Onyankopɔn. Nti sɛ obi ɛwɔ hɔ na sɛ ɔde ntwenebɔ ne saa nneɛma na ka ne som ho dia ɛnde na saa nipa no ɛnyɛ apam foforo mu som ɛna odi eke. Nti basically these are the things that we discuss meaning major bibia but yɛbɛ ka ne nyinaa.
That's the way you are talking about. Nti last week yes, I see free in the Old Testament. Yes, I see from Mra Yankopɔn ne Abraham ne Noah won nanti ye na bi say won say saa mmerɛ no mu no Yankopɔn ma nipa mra bi so mo nyisi so na so so wokɔ in the book of Genesis a wonya bibia saa say Yankopɔn ma mo kwan say mo nyisi instrument the found so mo da bi so mra ewura in the Moses age na say mra Yankopɔn na Moses yi o man no free Egypt e de o mo kɔ Canaan na asase so no you say you for mra na Moses mo ti ase no ye hu instrument dia wo ko me say David eden into the sea. And so say a kind 2 Chronicles chapter 29. You will say kwan bi so no Yakopon play so Emma David o yisu sa instrument bi. Emma ya kind 100 some 150 be you say instrument na David e kan wa say na do. Then so be rafi so mu a sa kwan na Yakopon dem a mo no eno nko so mu ko na from da mo nko ti so mu no enjimi nko ti some 150. And I say any other person behind the Old Testament, never from the second to my Japan and a papu for wedding. In no, I will be saying, Yama, say, upon who for mono, and on for then and Yanko Ponka, if they went up from the mono, found between Yanko Pon Peninsula. Now from who for Yanko Pon Peninsula, and if you who said that, upon who for me, the Yanko Pon on Peninsula. Now, Cotis or the Maya or from who and say, Yantunium. Yanya a single quotation there in the New Testament authorize yen and at the Emma fine say yen and to at the instrument there. And basically no in summary no Sana I think Kuma idea and you know this questions Emma or no Sana a kind I'm on call what the Derek are you ready? Na me no sa assembly. Na answer maybe sa Derek no onia Fall, I see a Jerry. See Jeremiah. I say this is Jeremiah. I say nice discussion, brethren. Jeremiah, if you hear what is the now, Derek, last week now, until the always say, now I thought it is over topic here, instrumental music. On say, you said, yeah, about 3 years ago. Now, I must see you tell my year, no, you're your phone. I am being Mucase, you know. Now, so we will na among use instrument and as among watching but you see there almost every denomination there use instrument in this which mean you for abako semu kakra e ma kisotum sa ase no in the first century no na say here and every oba na meben na nipa de instrument and answer it no bonus ana na ebe wura kisotum.
Okay, me da se pa unse yesi Chrysostom, it's ordered after a definite pattern. And aside say Chrysostom is ordered after a definite pattern, Chrysostom enye a young religion. Enye osuma enra anase enne na ebe shase. E shase mfie bebre right after the death of Jesus Christ no. Ni ehun say Chrysostom shase. So Chrysostom was well documented history. And ope baby obenya Chrysostom abakosema emu doye pa the book of Acts. And we your friend acts, actions, and yema activities are some of the apostles, any congregations be a. in the book of Acts, the di kind say, Yehu the Yesu catch the chidi for some one train Jerusalem, or men a chidi for ewo wiase afana nyina no ehɔ ne yehu saa asɛm no yehu ni baako ɛwɔ hɔ nom after saa chapter 1 chapter 2 obosom yɛte ase sɛ kristosum ɛbɛ hyɛ aseɛ the great noise na ɛhyɛ aseɛ na saa da na ɛhyɛ aseɛ no sɛn na ɛte na after saa bre na kosi chapter 10 almost 10 years history na ɛwɔ hɔ nom saa bre ni nyina yɛnti ntwenebɔ bi asɛm wɔ hɔ de ɛte wɔ hɔ nom no yɛ kwan a kristofo ne mfa so ɛmfa ebi ne sɛn yɛbɛba so sɛ woto aso free hɔ nom a free chapter 10 na kosi bɛ chapter 18 ɛne yɛbɛte sɛ Paul ɛne asomafo aka no afei wɔ kokoro we so ano akɔboa ma asafo ni bi akɔpie up until chapter 8 na asomafo no obi ampɛ sɛ ɔbɛkɔ baabi foforo bi abiem persecution ba asafo ne so ɔtayɛ ba ɔmo so ma obi ahyɛ ase sɛ odwane to ɔmo dwane ɔmo kɔ no na asɔre no ɛɛtrɛ question is say asɔre ne tre no nkyerɛkyerɛ no ɛsesan ana dabi later ne yɛbɛti wɔ 1 Corinthians chapter 4 say Paul say deɛ ɔkyerɛ wɔ asɔre baako mu no ɛnoa na ɔmo kyerɛ wɔ nsafo ne nyinaa mu adentia 1 Corinthians 1 verse 10 ɔse sɛ ne ɛbɛyɛ there will be unity and ɛhɔ na mɛpɛ sɛ mede me nkɔmɔ no ɛbɛhyɛ aseɛ 1 Corinthians 1 verse 10 I say, now I plead with you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that you all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. Until before you ever history, the later history after the first century, you know, Christo, bra, asuma for no wa asafune shas, you know. Yenti asiyese na nkyerɛkyerɛ no enye we dianko dabi. And one of the teachings na asomafo ne de maaye no, we did not hear of instrumental music. So in the lifetime of the apostles, asafo ne hyɛ fresh within the first 10 to the first 50 years asafo ne hyɛ ase a ye reading ho asɛm wɔ New Testament ni minia yɛnkan instrumental music o baabia. Ebia obi beka say sabre no na instrument ni hontia enye no kre they had instruments because last week adisiano minya bre hwe pa de na one Michael ye no mo keka bebre a ne even e kire mpo say Old Testament no way back in the Old Testament na instrument wo ho enti aba ne say na New Testament mu no na instrument wo ho. And one thing nso ne say wo current sabre no send the culture of the Corinthians and I say culture of ancient Greece, Sabiana, Asia, Chrysostom wana. They liked circles. Say as a concert type of shows. They were pioneers of it. And you know, instrument, but they dared not introduce it into Christianity. Because Nyankopon specify the kind of music omo be shiema omonto. Now, say open them even in the book of Revelation, certain instruments telling us say they knew what musical instruments were, but never was it introduced in any of the Christian worship. Now, they are very good in so they say because of how important Christianity was no. What Chrysosoma bakosemu na say wo wiase abakosemu no, especially the Romans no more historians are no more chro. Meka Romans na meka oman empire no enye asore se ne amanfo ni na ene no more historians omo documenting yoma pa. Later Roman Catholic nso ebeye kese ebeji di wiase around 606 AD from 325 AD and yama sha se ewura osoma enim se Chrysosum no. And also historians say achroye enti betimi akoni nyina agba ko bisa say dey no mo kafa Christophone concerning enyum to na entwenebo ewo ho ana enti yentie kakra de edika mepese ebehwe no eno no around the 8th century near later so many years after Chrysostom in the 1st century enti yentie eno mepese me share screen kakra na adofo timi ehu de make no Okay. Me gidi say yehu ni ye. Yes. Where from Shaft ne encyclopedia mu. Asamokai volume 10, page 657 to 658. A portion of it, or say, in the Greek church, the organ never came into use, but after the 8th century. And it is not to be remotely, this is one of the earliest times, yenim se obi introduce mechanical instruments, organ, piano, ne, guitar, ne sa nyoma no.
Also, I remember Mukaka. What's it? But after the 8th century, Chemukaka, that's why I'm going to be go because I the 1st century, na 8th century. Was it 20th century? No matter pro. Oh, obi be no more now that was what
okay. And yeah, me intro dictionary on. And sometimes some of these conversations, it's better to let the dictionary speak for itself. I'm showing a dictionary on the screen right now from Google. Or say century a body. Mami zoom in kakra. I don't know who else obey me boy kakra.
I say a period of 100 years. They say in
Yes.
Good.
Yes, and this year say century. This is what it means. And you can say 8th century as a chile anything. We never to boy kakra.
I say the period from 701 by the Roman numerals through 800.
800. Yes.
Inti you hear no. 70 years
later. Around AD 33 and I say AD 30 crown poa. Almost 700 years a chi. And obi ever be introduce friend is saying instrument. Osum instrument say organ ne it was after the 8th century. Now not one fa band the shas you drums and your drums not the shas you. It started with the organ. Now Diana and Pembe Braman function and so they said it started as a harmless thing. And a shas here after 8th century, it became more and more common in the Latin church. But the interesting thing is also not without what? Opposition. And Brahman for sure says so instrument be by church. People opposed it. A man for sure say cassette adentia. Sanenke kahunda anka won kassentia. Now, on a tire discussion on mechanical instruments in the church and as instrumental music in the church. Obi say, hey, na microphone, hey, na nkonye. Sabre no mo sabre 8th century muno. Na oma komeni in terms of technology change the 1st century and anoche memboa. No mo komeni change so they knew the difference between instrumental music. I say ye shema ye to drum and say yaba sorry them yet akonya so yaba sorry ye use microphone. They knew the differences. They knew the differences, but it told the biana bimuma just for the sake of argument in say any na microphone in swear na any we swear there be. Now this was one of the earliest recording, but let us listen to the Roman Catholics. Say about church history at the normally no Roman Catholics. One thing I always credit them for any recording what happened in the past, even though they have their own issues and things. About recording history, yes, let's listen to their own encyclopedia. So, the Catholic Encyclopedia from 1913, and I publish a science encyclopedia. Also saying, although I'm not sure.
Yeah, me too.
I say, although Josephus tells of the wonderful effects produced in the temple by the use of instruments of music, the first Christians were of too spiritual a fiber to substitute lifeless instruments for or to use them to accompany the human voice. I not to say breaking statement we say down by the Roman Catholics nankasa. This has a deeper meaning. Radio. Or say, Josephus a historian. or throw himself or throw a lot of history about the Israelites. Ye jinin sem to my reference in sem bebreda. Now Joseph was a historian. No, Brown no Troy no name Troy no comes close to the first century. Until my entire rely on him for in some instances abreno. But here you can you. One can say Joseph was no mobile instrument or church. Or say he tells of the wonderful effects produced in the temple by the use of instruments of music. The first Christians, the what?
The first Christians, at least before no medical.
They were of too spiritual a fiber to substitute lifeless instruments for or to use them to accompany the human voice. And in the church, it was not used, but in the temple, temple ben who asem na no kan.
No can Israelite for.
Any who say na
Christianity beba no.
No
more so that is what even this confirms the Nayeka say na or they knew what instruments were.
Even when you go back to as in the Jew form of worship before worship before no say Edikanka say David Edinkan up to name be.
Yes.
Even from that grandpa
we can see said they used instrument. And even though Joseph was saying Israel for no instrument and Saboson for no instrument, it was never brought into the assembly. This is history. Where a battery says some na for and now you can say almost every denomination in Kinibi go. Oh papa, so papa one Church of Christ no denomination yeah. A possible so Roman Catholics in power first. No moon use our instrument to be and now koha or more science instrument to be. And in command ye now dear mammy for back on John Calvin. John Calvin and so you'll be and any teachings be brave, never be brave, to Momudi Ejuma. And also the commentary of Troy on Psalm 33. Say no kind. Musical instrument in celebrating the praises of God would be no more suitable than the burning of incense, the lighting of lamps, and the restoration of the other shadows of the law. So the okay first part and the shadows of the law in theology and I say Bible edition you will be shadow and the substance. Example, Hebrews chapter 10 catch say sacrifices are not also in the past, they were just shadows. Yes, Christ na the main substance na sacrifice na edimu na nkasa no enti eno na all compare no to also say the papists referring to the Roman Catholics no. Therefore these are not my words. Kojo Sheldon will say these are not our words. The papists therefore have quote in quote foolishly borrowed this. Foolishly borrowed this as well as many other things from the Jews. Men who are fond of outward pomp may delight in that noise, but the simplicity which God recommends to us by the apostles is far more pleasing to him. Paul allows us to bless God in the public assembly of the saints only in a known tongue. What shall we say then? Say of chanting, which fills the ears with nothing but an empty sound. I don't know yet. Do tongue speaking at this year, different. But what's here, John Calvin, and also can clearly it was borrowed. It is not part of Christianity. And this ask your preacher, ask your leader, say, where in the Bible, in Christianity, and anytime I may read it, I throw a challenge to anybody listening. Say, show me one verse where in the New Testament Christianity, and I say in the New Testament worship, the early Christians used mechanical instruments to praise God. And now say one instruction, they say one fine. And that's what John Calvin say it was foolishly borrowed. Last one. This is also from Adam Clark. Almost every person or co-denomination was also for Wakoti Adam Clark. Because no a Methodist or Church of Christ. No a Methodist. And Utie Mr. Clark, na some of concerning instrumental. I mean, so some of the commentaries are very popular. Matthew Henry, Adam Clark, Obetinidi, yes, I have no objection to instrument of music in our worship. Obi kan no the siwo. That be to us kind. Provided they are neither seen or heard, what is the purpose? And this is Adam Clark quoting John Wesley, who was the founder of Methodist. But yenim say Banyum to our very known for hymns. Methodist. Banyuma John Wesley is known for producing some of the hymnals. And yet this is the man saying this. No. If okay, you can bring it. Provided I don't see it, no, hear it. Okay, then what does that mean? Enti say yakwa abako se munya abotresua. It's so clear say there's no place for mechanical instruments and as instrumental music in the worship of Christians. Okay, now when say only passage be and say only be on support. Now they start grappling over some questions. Say, oh, now okay, and it's all to fear. So who tie establishment nyom. So who tie Ghana genre of music, gospel music, who tie any other thing who tie sa nyom no. So say ye Bible. Also say yango ka establishment asem. Mama, let us look at sometimes I understand say people want to find places for or maybe the conclusion the class say when you here enye we na di obi ko heaven. Oh, obonchini o ambonchini o enye no na oh bra. Enti bra we sure say say catch you say yanko bo abo aforebo enne a obaji atum burning of incense or as well as many other things from the Jews. Jews no way animal sacrifices. Enti say no so for animal sacrifices abega che say enye hwe. Oh, aden na yepese ye de Nyankopon asem si nchen esanse yepese ye yankase ye nioma. They are not true desire. In history, there is no support for the use of mechanical instruments in music in the church. Ebi ni hosa, foreign to Christianity. Foreign to Christianity. Medas.
Edawasi be onya, edawasi. We dey akọ abakọsem mo ampa. E ka history, we dey friend history no nti. Onya Michael, me so say wo say bi ka efa we hu. Faka ka won na yenko questions so.
Yes, I know she said ya Kwame kan no there was an article I read and a book bi na me kan no ka say in then times no or say omonti instrumental music mpo da aje from the 6th century said ya Kwame kan no but 6th century no mpo na omonti nka no na it wasn't used up until 8th century and I say bia echire bi aba now what the home asem say hey yes see adibi na numpo no the reason tia at that time it wasn't accepted 6th century na American is because all the from patristic fathers no immediately after the apostles no by almost church from nema apologies they defended the faith and all those things they saw those things as I had to say any other bonny they say okubo edwaman say oku yobi ade so they saw use of instrument to accompany their singing as that. And so because of that, they continuously spoke against it. Now, Kwame Koti, sir, even I think people like Christopher say, or no, by input and Sana, John Calvin, by all of them, they spoke against instrumental music. Even Augustine, yes, you need more seven the Augustine Pono, or speaking against and now speaking against this instrumental music being used in worship. And the Krakran say, all kind from whichever a year Obeka is after 8th century, no, and a man for sure says almost this animal, Ebemu. Now, said it wasn't even without opposition. And he said, Nessa, yes, yeah, instrumental music. I was a cow who said, and yet, yeah, and then I shall say, yeah, cassette instrumental music. I shall say, even from the beginning, and now, and no young coupon church, a man for person introducing to know a Christopher, no, and our mom wouldn't kind of I shall say, omoka against
I'm not sure where the mama for we nka unse the oka no enti obi be wonder say it is an enka we ba ne say na almost wo de your internet was see ya. Yenye Google search see ya. Every denominations with instruments of music for my church. And they are Sunday ya. Almost obia. And the question is say sad tear dia. And you know, in the this is where sometimes a bit difficult, mama. In Tango, when you know, but so many ira. Hey, so sana ukadianye. Oh, condemn me, oh, judge. A yawuna wutien, a your responsibility. So what is asking we say no? Ube be a Bible, no wash shame. Asama ye came, and yet obi doctrine. It is the doctrine of Christ. And you're being church, say heaven in tia. Meaning I'm saying it's because of heaven. Obi say, uni, they say anything Obi Beka say, church doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the church, it is your relationship with God. Hey, have you forgotten, said to have a good relationship and fellowship with the Lord, you need to obey his will. So would now. Then say about maybe Obi or TikTok or her video, no say, hey, now then I'm okay say, yeah, be jebre be Bible, and what type, you know, read the verse, no. Who we are question and who will be sour. No will be sour.
All right. Eda masibu be ene de sia de pa ye kwa obakose mu na ye Bible mu na obebe bia no conclusion is say oko Bible mu a as a Christian no in the New Testament unya authority na say Nyankopon ma ye kwan say use instrument so if Bible ni mu na so de open nyame asem obekwa abakose mu a abakose mu so unya nyina so bia omo ba ye mra kisu bi say nyina no nyina use instrument no more who is able to use it bano we nyina so kasa tia ye ofem say nipa ya so de ya de sense afedie nipa mfa Nyankopon wasem ne bibia bi ansa na omode ayi sa instruments yi be ra kisusu nti say emra dis one be answer questions na ayi onia Theophilus ono so a comment onia Samuel Theophilus bochi Theophilus so say God bless you guys na me sha bebre won fu na me sha wonti tell me they can no blue say questions be a part of it we ho na ye be ya no nti me show say wo question be a pabra si a said ye onia aboade Joseph did ni yaba no nti be ya no na ya told the money so na me sa kai o say video yi so ma fofo so wo YouTube wo Facebook a share ma fofo na nyina yin say nti me bisa Michael me dey wo say o question so said yi down so kasa bebe no last week so kasa bebe using the Bible nje ne down so dia kwa bakose mu Michael dia kwa Bible mu say authority be any ho there am for can say enti ba so fa Bible na ba bia ne ho Bible na ka say do not use instrument and I say ba bia ne ho Bible na ka say mamu motere Bible ne papa na ka say maya mogeta Bible ne fa na ka say maya use organ and I say maya mododo if na Bible na ka nti ya dinti am say use instrument na ya
okay. I'm say last week cry but you can be efasa particular type of argument. So we can say in read the Bible, bibia manen can say you shall not use this and this instrument, you know. And not just say we bit me so and I say it's a Bible one kind of plainly no. And not just say we bit me so. Now yes, you be who say in the New Testament no you the law of worship New Testament mo. The law of worship no mema one quotation John chapter 4 verse 20 to 24 no or say ye besumo Nyankopon a was say yes sumo Nyankopon and their Christo in the words of Jesus Christ no or say a time will come that one hour ye no kre asumfo no be sum Onyankopon wo honhom ene no kre mu na ye church mu be hu say so ka no kre na John chapter 1 verse 17 no or see Nyankopon sam ene ye no kre no and now Onyankopon asem odi ma Christo so ene ye no kre no enti say if we need to worship Onyankopon according to the truth truth ne eye Onyankopon asem na asem be ya the whole Bible na say den Bible edin kan when you read Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 18 brana Israel for no ekogina Onyankopon enim in the presence of Mount Sinai Onyankopon etanda ne ade o kasane afi the Israel for no omusuro omuntimi ngina Onyankopon enim eno mo kache Moses say Moses ye pa ocho wo ye manenka asem ne nkire wi ya na be de na be kache no Onyankopon e kache mo say ebre bi be ba obe appointed prophet be who is like them and not from among them who will be their brethren What you say? Now, sa emphasis no can refer to Christo obey ba and ADH no. And the Christo near sa prophet now Yankopon say also be appointed prophet be to say Moses. Now Moses no jina homa mediator between Israel for any Yankopon. And I apamada. And I'll say or the prophet for be or to say Moses no. In this case, now another mediator or no better obeba. Now only Jesus Christ I can ehuna dance when say take it time read Hebrews chapter 8 verse 5 and 6 now ye be hu into the me person me kire say Jesus any sa prophet na onyankopon e kan ho asem no na say Jesus no e na onyankopon ka say oba ono e na yenye de yentie na then how much more dey na me wo yes say bia oh apam dada mu no omu yes I have to listen to their prophet now onyankopon asem kan say ode ne beba ene die chi Jesus Christ no na Hebrews chapter 1 o kan say kwa ahodo bebre so na onyankopon nante na oni ejan mo yeden e kan say ba in this yen age die onam ne doba Christo so na oni yeden e de kasa nti ne krakra no Jesus eka in John 4 verse 24 said I was say yesom no honhom ene nokremu honhom no eka about the genuity from the heart, the sincerity aspect no and the truth no eka about say eye based on onyankopon asem ho na onyankopon asem no say in Ephesians chapter 5:19 or say yetojum sing in Colossians 3:16 yetojum sing in James chapter 5 verse 13 or say yetojum sing
yes
and Hebrews chapter 2 my example says quotation no can say Christo can say he would declare onyankopon among his brethren and he would sing like obetunjum among the brethren or you see the word sing so Christo abetunjum and I think that we even read in Matthew chapter 26 and also my an example say Christo oni nesuafo no efa ready the ni ye no omo ye den omo tunjum enti all these verses no be who say law na eba ni New Testament worship ne say say enum to na ye den yeto now say wubu samra so now di bibi be ka ho then it means say you have gone against that law until you don't need to see in capital letters boldly do not we use this argument now and they say nema bebre na to say gambling you can gambling one sem him find out who say do not gamble and he find out who say do not drink apeteshi and like you don't see those things there. What I say, but your principle, your cobby boy, you say, when onyankopon chain say, into was I no na say, contrary to that at dinner, not just say, ya transgress onyankopon nemrano, and you bu onyankopon nemrano so. It is a will be say, any the ame person make.
Patchometi in the Cacabia, who say, so maybe that question say, I have found a Bible actually say, do not use mechanical instrument. Anoche, sa scenario me assure say what that. Ye na wa ha me wo na anoche yakọ Nyankopon aye adom na sika kakra ba ye ho. Ena ye na yakọ Kempinski hotel. Na yakọ mo restaurant honom. Anoche de we ni agi de onka ho me ne Michael akọ Kempinski hotel. Ena ye nya nice duane aye ba bedi na omode ayi ni bae ye te ho twen na omode menu ni bae waitress ne de menu ni bae no say oh mo make mo selection na Michael say oh on the ope first one ono on person obedidi kese enti ope banku na tilapia no openiti na ono nso ope vegetables but pe mayonnaise ene yibi eka on pe no Sarah Michael kind. And I made ye. Oba and I me say, oh, me pe fufu na me pe chicken. Any goat meat. Oh yeah. Now what day? Me drink ya me tiny. Whenever don't see when I'm kaba kubia me say
you are 8% alcohol.
There be don't see more now yeah. Don't see more no eka. Sara me kind. Afedi e to okay na no chitika mu twen you.
That's what on comedy no. When pe jolo.
Na ano chitika mu twen ye ti wosa o de aduani ba ya. Or the Don Simon or the Coca-Cola or the Sprite. Owie ya wape red wine ba kubi. Esa also dia peso. Ena wo na wo ka say wo pe tilapia no pe ne head no. Wa ma full tilapia. Ena oba no de be la ka won say yenjire yentua na yendi. Pacho obeji atu.
Let's only pocket move.
Only mu pocket. Say one ka say o pe full chicken. Oh yeah, o pe full tilapia. You guys o pe tilapia ti. One ka say o pe
No.
what you talking tilapia?
My money panel me specification. Say I say cell phone now photograph but I say what specs are now and I'm actually say way na me pe. Inti no na me pe.
Cause one and I not just many cars can on one can say one pefu.
One can say one pefu one. The way you can say operate no kwa.
I say because me pe niti no kwa. I don't need to repeat myself say mempe nitil.
And now who say on kwa one sounds one can say open drink beer. Me na me can say me don't see man. And now me don't see more sadi be count or the brew na was sit here. And now so one can one can there's all the brew.
I don't think that's the right way.
In our normal society now, we don't do that. That is the point of what I'm trying to say. We say daily life. That's it, man. Yeah, just hard here, no. Say if somebody specifies one thing, it negates all the rest of the things. And if Michael Nyaga say me pe tilapia ni tia, it ultimate mame full. Because me pe don see ultimate red wine in me say who say guy bit next table wa order red wine ti me means ninja red wine.
I say if you have my example, I say yes, say red wine is good for the heart. If you are drinking in the positive sense, a healthy man.
Oh, anyone from there? When you are one of my table, you be into the Okasa Sarana. But point in say, once I best specify what table no, Oko be before be about waiting. Nyanko specify say. Monto John, or say, where did you say do not use a mechanical instrument? Where did you say don't use drum? Where did you say don't use?
I like the analogy you created. Now, most of the time, so what can you say you are among people be to say, okay, it's a Bible and Campuna. A bit me can say, yeah, a man, sorry, no, a lift up people's spirit and all those kind of things. Say, what now? Obi ka say wa order aduane we na order we
say ebeboa
mo de o say me de ebeboa na me maka ma de say me ni de ebeboa
me ni botom
what you to tilapia na ko fa bre na obeda tia
onyankopon na yeso mo no enye na yeso nye ho na onyankopon say monton dum emfeyi maye amanfo say no say ye de entwene ne ka ho a
ebema na ye de
na ayeda mahina na
ayeda na argument na se san say mo kra mo som no eyenye nya bi
so I don't we so
yeah we don't talking about down so analogy na asa oko washroom I say washrooms no ene kwa dey intro usually bon say oba picture bo ha na obema picture bo ha we who picture na baby no ato emane de ne say emema ewra anameboa boy yes so we female we who female na me room ra ho ukowura ho a asemadiwo adentia if they are specify say has a man ko ho ye tan gugu ase say we ye be ma ho na bi abba ya specify say haye emema de no ho na be ma ko haye ma de
ko ra ho na de ne me ko ra ho
beto ji Ye tiase e ya brabum ye tiase say ugo scuba e ha P1 P2 P3 P4 wo P4 na ko ya P5 ale be wode say ya ntwam wo ya nka say wo ni P55 me ra da bi yenye bibia sa e na ba sa da ba bo ne de ni say ye de two pra ye wo ne e do pass e da no man be bibirebe nyakopon che bibia e no ma kan nyina no wompe de open no wa che say yenye say no ma ahodo bi nkiki kan ho a ma na bibire ana na say de oka no bi mo say e ma atore na yede e do so bu ha mbo ba ka say na youth na ba no per entertainment inti yo so mbo so no benya saa energy na esa e ba ma ka so ni wo na wo ji ni ba kwa nkwa na say Nyankopon ji ni kwa
thank you
ana kwa say na say o afere be de ama wo ana say be de ba Nyankopon Nyankopɔn na yɛkɔ so mo no nti ɔno na akyerɛ sɛ yɛnya saa de yɛ ma no wo sɛ daabi wopɛ sɛ ma asɛm no yɛ de ma nipa no nti ɔbaa a Nyankopɔn na ɔbɛsom no ɔyi tu no n'ani agye ama ne ho ɛnyɛ Nyankopɔn na n'ani gye maa no nti ɔbɛsom saa yɛ deɛ na ɔntena fie na ɔntie ayi blacko anamboa black sheriff wɔ nwom bebree ɛna ɔntena fie na ɔntie so ɔpa ne gye a yɛwɔ FIFA 23 ne other games ɔma ne mmɔ ba yɛkɔ asɔrɔ sɛ yɛkɔ som Nyankopɔn nti sɛ youth no sɛ wɔnyɛ ready sɛ wɔbɛsamete ama Nyankopɔn asɛm deɛ a ɛna wɔntena fie ɛfisɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔsom Nyankopɔn deɛ a ɔba a deɛ Nyankopɔn asɛm aka fa nnwom toɔ no saa na ɛnyɛ som Nyankopɔn nti sɛ deɛ wɔka no ɛbɛtumi atoa so but de bɛsi a onua bi bisa question Joseph bisa question na pɛ sɛ yɛyi ano ansa na time no awie bebree ɔbisa sɛ please is clapping also wrong or say I was talking about ntiremo I say same be ka say ntiremo organ ne tanoma no I say no ne mechanical ade a enye nipa dua no ne mo won say you say no bu ha if yan ka say mu but enye vocal and I say enfia no nti o say in sabon no so and I say in sembo no eno so e ya na say nti ni se mo bo mo sa fa ne so ha
okay nti anache say wo screen na say wo dia na Kwame share sisi ano
yeah
aha nti aha na ye pese ye di ma yendi kan ka we answer na ye a ya ka Bible ana ye ka dia ye hu o Bible mu no nti dia wo screen so no say me di kan abo ho kakran very first part Kwame ko first part no ye ka say ba enwom to a ye wo vocal and ye wo non vocal na ye di ya no eton nwom wo ho and ye wo non vocal say eno nye with the voice no na oba asia non vocal no so ye ka say ye wo mechanical instrument and then natural instrument mechanical obetimi aka say be artificial instrument aha na oba asia mechanical no ye wo woodwinds and ye wo woodwinds kwa wo kan sa de na ha omobo flute yes anema and percussions
even wood percussion we betimi dey you can trumpet
yes and I was strings in fact we hear some of these almost the orchestra and anema instruments ni be different there was strings or adidu awu not the nsafa hon yes and I was brass wo and there electronic synthesizers ni nyina e wo ho na enu eche no wo hwɛ the other side that natural one no snapping of fingers sa de no wo say wo de feet nso estompe sa eno nso wo and a clapping of hands wo mpacho kwanse ma me na me hwade na afi nso oba ye wo vocal de no verbal any not what verbal inti the American kan no clapping no ne sa ne ma nyina no ani nyina fall under what non vocal enu ye ade onyankopon anye de share so it's as simple as that the episode chain say who read all verses now me kan Ephesians 5:19 is 3:16 Colossians 3:16 verses now me kan from the New Testament nyina no as some Bible can say sing it has to do with using our mouth to sing well and it goes back to the same principle say clapping was never mentioned anywhere in the Bible say ye to nyuma e was say den ye di ensemo e ka ho anase mpo ye fa ensemo nko en worship onyankopon debi whether it is used in accompaniment with the music or using it alone no be any New Testament debi a Bible na den e kire say ye fa ensemo eye I think enu yi ano I don't know say Kwame wo
yes the all kind no Michael anoche me pese obehwe we say no quotation no the enti ma the Michael chire ma chire free soro ha say concept of music or the famous step by step ba bedu ha say no Ephesians 5:19 where they use in say speaking to one another every Greek word lalio na se chire ni say who use words intelligible words to declare one's thoughts to utter to tell enti se nyankopon ekase momfa enwom to so enkasa enkyerɛkyerɛ mo ho a de okan wa ha say no enye dabi we fall within the word speaking no dabi enye speaking o say o kan 1 Corinthians chapter 14 Paul say ye wo entwini bi a So we born one born a kwan bi so e be den na one a we prepare for battle no. Wasiesie won. Yes, ubetimi de ntwene amemeke human to say you want you be sauti beat ni kwa about me who say nwum we ya. Ebia pa 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 pa. Yan can't just say nwum we. Unim nwum kronkwa mo say oh nwum we na ye ka. But it is not speaking. That is humming. And to say sometimes you call church, to jomono. Now nipa do na there be nakopon se mon kasa speak. So you see say nyabo treasure Bible ni year the quotation ni kire ye say yen ne say yen biewa no nefa to and yesu ano Japhet ni quotation ma kwa na je ho mo fo ano fafa for Hebrews chapter 13 mo fo ano fafa tuntum nyankopon fa nyina ye yakwa evangelism you want quotation quotation I am pon for evangelism
ma me fa bibi kakranka dia o kan ho on say 1 Corinthians 14 ankasa no o ka say obe bonfire and as obe but I want to say it in a nice way. On say if I'll pray,
yes,
I'll pray with what? Understanding. So obeto nyum so dia obeto nyum with what? I think verse 16 or say 1 Corinthians chapter 14. Yeah. So we be what?
Yes.
Last week
verse 14 and 15. If I pray in a tongue, my spirit prays, but my understanding is unfruitful. What is the conclusion there? I will pray with the spirit.
I will pray with the spirit,
and I will also pray with the
understanding.
I will sing with the spirit, and I'll also sing with understanding.
Now, where you can say, as a time of Paul, actual letter, you know, emphasis are always not count about tongue speaking once and not count about prayer, and not to us cast a simple and you to now will be there. I bet to us a fuma. I was auto with what understand. The question is say, how would clapping give that understanding? How would an instrument of music give that understanding? That understanding can only come when you use your mouth to speak. To tell the partner say, Jai konkonsa o Christoni. Also, what you want to now mention words na nipa na to say na enwum no kasa eche wo nti ene kakra me pese me
and look at this Japhet verse in Hebrews 15:13. Also therefore let 15 therefore by him let us continually offer the sacrifice of praise to God, that is the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to his name. Enti ya no fa ene yedi to jom yedi kasa ekire yen ho, because our singing is according to Nyankopon asem, we are commanded to teach with our singing. And how do you teach when you are not using intelligible words? And that makes it very, very important.
Oh, I mean, some bebre, I mean, some and you know, be to the comments in the other. When you are Christian, Butti, or say, let the Bible speak. And you say, Mamma Bible in Kata, the Bible non kaya and Bible Nakaswa, I can't. The Bible no mouth to me say, you be and yet, when you are. Hey, we don't put up for doors. Put up for doors. Day. Very nice and interesting convo today. I said, please, how do I get the slides on the screen? God bless you guys. Into I say slides is no here. Into so we are rest and do fire. Now comment. We see us in chambers. We are out here slides in the available your WhatsApp page. And you say when you WhatsApp page this one on my head work account. And now could you mention I'll say, please can you explain 1 Corinthians 10:31? And you know we the masumo also far Bible no. Now we be 1 Corinthians 10. In sia Nyankopon asem verse 31 ono ne de no. Nti mekan passage no na enuano mabo mo ta fa 1 Corinthians 10 verse number 31 say therefore whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. Or say, what did you? So no more. Adebia oyebia no. Yes, sir. Onyankopon ni nam. Nti na kwa na say kwadwo mensa say yemo no na yenti ase sa kwan so. Nti enyanom.
Okay.
Ready my form.
If this is in relation to I can say instrumental music, you know, and obisa say my understanding from the passage, you know, maybe I brother never clarify, but the metias, you know, say ebia say ye be use instrument nso a yenye function nyamedie ni monyama na bibisa na obisa
What we say, some passage you shall see are not count about eating of this meat and those things that are gotten from the market. Say we be some questions now from 1 Corinthians 10:23 no count, all things are lawful for me, but not all things are what helpful.
Yeah.
All things are lawful for me, but not all things edify. What I say, and not was not can say, let no one seek his own, but each one the other's well-being. And I can say, eat whatever is sold in the meat market, asking no questions for conscience sake.
Okay.
For the earth is the Lord's and all its fullness. If any of those who do not believe invite you to dinner, and your desire to go eat whatever is set before you, asking no what question for conscience what sake. But if anyone says to you, this was offered to idols, do not eat it for the sake of what? The one who told you, and for conscience sake. For the earth is the Lord's and all its what? Fullness. And at 29 can say, conscience, I say, not your own, but that of the other. For why is my liberty judged by another man's conscience? But if I partake with thanks, why am I evil spoken? Why am I evil spoken of for the food over which I give thanks? Therefore, whether you eat or drink, whatever you do all to the glory of God. Now, I get it. The opposite Chinese said, "Say ubika so use instrumental. Now o use edi worship now the akanenyum to ho edi amonya nkopa." So bet me aka say Bible say the ebe nyina no yenye fama onyankopon di anyina. Na the me person me kire onuane say topic we are can already know ewo and 1 Corinthians letter no ewo ne background. Nema na omuya Christopher na omudi omunema omo ho den edimu Paul echomadin ACB. So now in the body of Christ now there were these issues about idolatry, and I think said you taught us about in the city of Corinth. Nema bebre wo won church bebre wo ha na amanfo de omo ho ejimu enti ho na Paul person o church nema bi mu about this meat and those things that are offered to meat market. Say bia on say abosonsom no the history kakra meaning say when they offer this sacrifice to the idols and those things, the rest is taken into the market where it is being what sold. And today, who your Christian? Now worry. And the Bible can say esan say bia say me fan say wakoto na wunnim say bia sa so far as I would dey empire boy den ate ho no de boni bia anye den eni hu be but say me minim na bia makache wo say kwame sa de we eye den eye
market
na eye for abosonsom na still a wentie na wo to as wudi na say eye de ha ana e affect me gide no esan say me I have we all in the church we do things to edify one another. And I know you are brother, you are faithful and all that. Maybe based on me, for you to eat that, I see it as what? Sinful.
Yeah.
What you say? And the Bible can say, "Enumpono say oniano problem one." And what's a way then? We'll go ahead now. Here then, Uji. And all the two as say, "Bibia ye biano." Yen try say, "Ye be ye to the glory of God." Now to the glory of God, and you so be bit me up with your mind to the glory of God. So they can say. No, do you get what I'm saying?
The logic.
So you don't take some wrong. Practices be ade onyanko edin kan aka ho asem say
Michael remember me try this idea be mu kase obu an talent twenebo obu an talent keyboard organ letter there no obu so an talent say obey you those things na say nyakupo ni wa na be mu kan nti so say o connect that statement na mo ye no be this passage am say talent nyakupo on there more. Nti so mo kwa for the more no mo ya or the ye senior nyankopon no nyam
David
no an glory be
now say yeah kasa so I remember I was having a similar conversation with Obed and no can say what was tangent about talent near the idea after I'm sorry in your baby I show your talent well apart from sorry so what talent different if you and it was over now be showcase and I'm a say no you see
me talent in here say yeah, the pass where sorry.
Oh, it's another. The other person me challenge says, "Our talent, the no crumple the my and fembe mu. Nipa what talent different. But in the worshiping of Onyankopon, it is not a place where we are about to show talent.
No, you see, this is where I think normally, the conversation, people mistaking it, and I said they get it wrong. They get the premise of the whole conversation wrong. Say, what is worship? Worship mean yet said the whole kind. Worship, especially in Leviticus chapter 9. We do chapter 10, and you say Nyankopon kun nadab any abihu no. And not just whenever I read chapter 9, and I wonder, say, how did God kill them in chapter 10? Because chapter 10, no, say, and yet chapter, send the Bible into chapters now. And Nina a one unified story. Now, the scene is from chapter 9, do you know from verse 16, they were sanctified. Aaron, any Moses, your mind. And even before I obey Lewi needs of was no offer sacrifices, you'll be sanctified. But omo problem, they said they wanted to show off the omo papa no mayeno Moses ne ninia Aaron ayema omani nina nze Nyankopon to me so no. They wanted to do similar thing. And in trying to do that similar thing, they decided to use fire, no? Ananeja. And I've always wondered what kind of ananeja. No knowing say it is correct fire, but it was fire not from the altar.
Exactly.
And only your friend ananeja, aja Nyankopon share only eja engu altar honom.
It's foreign.
It's foreign. Oko Israel, how I know offer sacrifices. There was a place you pick the fire from to go and burn, and you take it from the altar. Oman kwan go free altar. Why? Because at time no Moses and Aaron so they can't go there. So they went to pick theirs from somewhere else. They are priests, they know the structure, they know the order. And remember, I said they were going to do it to also get the glory now. Moses and Aaron 9 to come here and they just free so about sim because chapter 9 verse I think 20 verse 18 to 19. Aaron moye a Jeffrey heaven, a see fire no more free altar no sense a see muma or mining no so wow, the presence of the Lord is here. And yeah, yes, you baby, a Jeffrey heaven no anoche anko fire anymore. Anko a diano mo de be shinimo and about so it was not a strange thing. And until as all kind to us what heard the reaction of Aaron and Moses. Because nanya me Moses say ni a Jeffrey suroba and no Moses say wrongly a jane by but the location of the end point no anko wood ne so and they call two brothers ne so enti e pa kire say about worshiper it is not about me wo anoche enye nipa. In worship the focus is the Almighty. Anytime a preacher be preaching the day man be to say jama or no preacher no na ho odin bi na manfo ejani free soro ne ba. And as in this case no say ye kwa Nyankopon anima either you go with blessings or curses. Instead of the blessings to come no you'll be going away with curses, and in the long run you'll be losing your salvation. And it is not about as a yako loss apart time, you do loss apart time. Not after obi or test you obi aduane okwa kono ane okwa. There be ye to jomono bread na ye to jomono. E hono no na as ye force no. As no the voice no enye on person obi otin in chamber to say there be it's a command for us to sing. Nti ebedu Nyankopon anima. What we do in worship, it's so vital, and it is not about you and I, but the focus Nyankopon. Nti say ya anya careful ah. Ya dey say oh me be show me talent me na me nimu ntwene bo. Una onimu ntwene bo.
Enti we fa bi kanka enti dia na conclusion ni say sa quotation ni nkyere say kofa bibi foforo outside Onyankopon aka. Na fa say me decide no ebe ma Onyankopon glory because of bibia e bidi anase ebe no no. Yen function no enye sa na kyere. It is within the premise of the Onyankopon kyere say enye den yenye.
Whether the massive no airport mpanyefo say aro no de no na ade so de ade san classifo nti enu di comment obi onua bi so de long comment bi aba nti be read na the discussion about the senior man back you will answer Exodus say ciao pa say God bless you guys. keep up
Yeah.
with the good work. I mean, still be and Nana Asare, only the Niaji, my talent was I say talented worshippers. I say there they only talent via the elephant, influence was
Okazao.
when I'm music commercial, so no seed, no seed. So, ain't you know, say, true, I'm a music producer, a singer, and a rapper. I have two music pianos in my house, yet I lay down every talent I have when it's Sunday. The fact I'm to glorify God with whatever I have doesn't mean I should send all my talent into the church. You guys are right. Worship is different from talent expression in the church. Nyankopɔn nhyɛ bebree. Wei deɛ, ɔmo ayɛ sɛ ɔno ayɛ fo. Ɔsɛ ɔno no piano mmienu. Ɔno no piano mmienu no ka wagye ne fie. Ɛdeɛ na abɛkyerɛ. Nti onua, ɛmi nhyɛ bebree. Ɔma ayi
I
na
think
ɛsɛ
that
bɛyɛ.
one thing I find Kahone said we should be able to distinguish, say, all life is not worship.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
one thing. I always want to distinct, like I was saying, yes,
Yes.
a man for people idea we say, Jane na
Worship. And yet now I am come on worship.
Obizu or cassette to say, until you to say, me fan say, would you and Yemu
Now
who see with Nema.
Worship.
And your worship.
That
Aha, and
all life is
Maminka,
not worship.
Bibinka, their brother, and a kind of home. Until the same question, a man for Bisa. On say, your idea, morally, and your bonnet. Say, would you banku of ye?
Yeah.
And your bonnet. But won't you go to banku? You kind of say, as Lord Supper. And brother, and ask them no can perfect because obey me up on the music near the idea. When if you obey me up on the piano near the idea, but only the Lord's garden worshiping. On me fast and man in there. And worship. Abra, yes, moon and coupon.
Yeah. All life is not worship. And if we are able to understand,
all life yeah, we are talented. So when you to kona ko bonyom ko pe studio bi na bonyom na Nyankopon ya do na ho etia wanya sika. Eno no ho. Se de obi nim football ba okobo ball pass nya sika no. O tu se enyom to na onu ya. Koye Nyankopon ya do na fa ma wanya sika. Nyankopon ma wo sa gift na say be ye no for them etia na sem. Se bia se yen to no bit ma lead songs for so dem without this instrument. I know bit ma ya bo asafo no. But don't you brass of women for talent no and for DB and Yakopon say oh and become or be into Jano side the full about say I'm super gifted. But I didn't let you move you say or a gun and you the name I say knob speed. Also I'm super gifted musically but I don't showcase it in the Lord's church. And yeah sorry na yeko talent. I sorry yeah America Got Talent Mr. Mo. Into yeko sorry I am for the beer and I say God bless you guys. God bless you guys. I mean, serve me. You want anybody? Michael, when Derek, maybe so will be a question. Will be a question is different. Will be a year, no be a. Now the final West so extra home. If a man not here, you Derek, I'm this always say, I say, Okasano, will be Ephesians 5:19. Now specify on the speaking. But Ephesians 5:19 hɔ naa no ɔka sɛ yɛnsɛnge psalms anaasɛ monto honhomunyom but brɔfo ne su psalms hɔ saa psalms no wokɔ apam dada mu a David yi so de bebree Israel no ɛyɛ accompanied with musical instruments nti ɛno wobɛka ne sɛn nti woyɛ now the final words aba ewia na makɔ Michael so na awie
okay
but time na
the word salo no say in the Greek word no sounds in the Greek salo say you can say remu ase na kan yemre ne tiawa entimi biebie ni nyinam but one thing I was what tia say say Psalms say ye fa Old Testament no the book of Psalms na me be Psalms is here say anoche ubetimi akan Psalm 1 akosi the end na say to me read here which means say yes the word salo and I said the word psalmos no it has the word in of itself no has instrument included but it can also be just read.
Yes
that's why we are reading it all the time no? So it is not a good argument to conclude say because the word has especially Greek lexicons Greek dictionaries near there explanation be ma on say an instrument here the body ewo word no emu ne say enti no na che say ewo sese ye hia na ye tojuma ye mfa ntwede mbon ka ho interestingly Nyankopon kire ye the location of santwene no our heart Ephesians 5:19 or kire ye location no and if say the word psalm no o use Ephesians 5 no me pa cho say ewo ho no mo amehwe Ephesians yes anoche me say ewo high share pa cho
Mane
yes
good.
Okay. Safi de so Osha or say psalms and hymns. Say if the obi ka enuanom ka kire say psalm we ni kire say yenfa mechanical instrument and you just say each member of the church should be holding an instrument.
Yeah.
Pacho ayeti
Yeah. Speaking to one another.
One another. Instrument, you know, one to another. Alilon, me, and I will, yeah, na my yeah. And he said, verse which they say, use instrument, dear. And you'll be a member, be a sorry, they will be on some current community. Be Bobby, the now so much, Remy. Ubom, Numa boom. And nothing is shema, yenny musical qua. Yenny solo, say ye sister Bakuso Majina, brother Bakuso Majina, non to do Nina and Chirasafono, there be adentia. Because of our quotation way, one to another. O yet me, my yatrel. Intimate to John no Michael so to anoche so to, and yes, Derek made as a performance. And yes, Anna Yankopon chere, anti quotation way and chere mechanical instrument darby. And the papa muno, ye be no. Now, the Amedibetra to a company say we should be very careful. Especially say ye pesi ade nyama Nyankopon enhye be wura Kristosu mu ba ko na me boss sisi we should be very careful say ye ba be hye mu nyama ye no. A lot of people don't ask why do we do them. Say your son ye be hye mu say ye som a ye nya ne say de Nyankopon asema kire pepepe me ye fa bi nka ho me ye nyi bi mfrim so we bi ka ho Nyankopon asem obete oto amohu say de wo ye no Sebi, what kura? Yenye so humble. Say, ye bet tie de nyamiaka, ni aye sa pepepe. In our humility, God is glorified. But yes, a yankas ye nim bibi chen so any ye pese or some near the dead bina, ye pese you to know enter church, nim na you to in time my church, na you to me wenti, yen for change agents be nyama being kike kauna nke en spice ne kakra. Na ya from na ye ndi nyame mraso na ye ndi nyame mraso ye nye de nyame asem aka pepe
yeah that was be Michael also Revelation chapter 5 verse 8 and also one of the passages among for so nti bia now so the one sem na ba we na de di ma de ni na ba na we o say Revelation 5 verse 8 now when he had taken the scroll the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, each having a harp. Me say repeat, each having a harp and golden bowl full of incense, which are the prayers of the saints. In the Bible say even the oko you cry, I want to heaven. I paying for doing nine at 9 or more cry kita haba. Oh my clan cascos in oko for haba. I am Hosana. The question I've been to be so you know you can't want something.
Okay, thank you very much. Sir, Obi a we see Revelation who has MBA GD say answer na obeti Revelation as no. Was say what as Revelation e continue their canon apocalyptic literature. Now so word no from Greek no say what the symbols be ejina how to reveal certain messages to Onyankopon asem. Now the ne say e hye Onyankopon krofo na otae wo mo so more encouragement and comfort. However, because a year symbolic no, 1 hour bontina na 1 hour nye Christopher no, enya sa entiase no. Enti one, language near apocalyptic, and nature say it use imagery and as symbols be ejina homa certain things. Well, now who kind revelation na nema bi wo ho Revelation no mu an why then wachire mu say we are obechere say this is what it means. Some of the verses with me can say now ultimi who multitudes of people are omone ISA insu a erashe ni nyina nema ochire ase di kire nti in simple terms and the person me chene say who say Revelation aka say 24 elders and awaka say omukita harps ni ade a me pa ocho hunu say symbolic apocalyptic literature and na odi ade no ejina ho edi kire you can say perhaps Osuma no mo ye de omo di mo Nyankopon. Enti eno de eye ade eye symbolic echina ho ema sa language na Revelation use enye literal. Na the enti am echire ne sa ne say in the book of Revelation no aside this part no there are various verses I know so echire say yetonyo. Revelation chapter 8 or can say yetonjum and no more tonjum they sang and several other Revelation chapter 15 also or can about they singing. Well, enti who can okay, Revelation part baby or can some tonjum part be or can some holy harps. Enti say at the end na here yemfa. And when I also who said baby are not can about holding of harps near there no symbolic language and literal keke. Aha, say me ban say there any say omo munkuta harp omo sorry mu and this current age some mo ye bone. What do you say? But it's say symbolic nintino. Yentimi can say a literal harp na ye call heaven na. Ye nyina be kuta harps na ye de to ndwom ayi onyankopon dey bi. E was say nipa no hu say a symbolic language na Bible no eka no. Menim say me yi question na no dia.
I know. Okay, no. Now, me say read it. Verse 8 no say, each having a harp and golden bowls of incense, which are the prayers of the saints.
The prayers my friend come panka ho.
My friend say I didn't crawl no. E jinama bi said okay no. The book no symbolic. Nti o ka bibia na wa kira si bibo okra book na Bible na kata kire mu mayen. Oh, in the book we have to understand apocalyptic literature na wa kira si. Book so even the Bible na that's very tells no quite you know say original bi and then just say like literally said okay no and I say he see no saa ayi atafefo do ni na ni yewu kita bibi wo ho e na bi mpo e ma say heaven kra na be yizu wo ha Nyankopon say say ye yizu wo ha and ni pa ya sem no say o say heaven okay we dey go heaven na be yizu ba ha yizu a o ha na say ara me boa a say o papa say yizu phone mento phone ma o papa no kita o kasa no kita phone o yizu o ka say dad na o yizu phone na o pa mpo ba o no papa ye pe o you know, if it's funny, some excuses in the area, every day last comment, never, you want the number of years. No, Steve, another comment by Michelle, say, what kind of one. With the Rebecca wants them in another matter, but Henry Dina, and no other by the Henry, no, I said, all the matters look about questions and solos, Nathan Anoman. Well, say, this is happening in Univer Campus State. They have choir in the church. Sometimes they dance while singing hymns. The liver for so happy hymns. Fortunately, were for them they who the I emphasized about that, but it didn't prevail. I was shocked. I say, na one say, yes, so na suffer more. Oh, Univer, school more. And you know, being out far and na motor almost a big affair. Oh, I say, redemic. Na enyo no kwani ade ade a nti no fam e be time and then a full topic on his own e fam be ka we ho e be talk about solos and acquire say obi o dey aferibu a oba bi ni e de pa na ono nkwa akogya na akogye mai no so no peja ne sabo kwa na su ni ade ade na members so to no mo hwe no obi ana mo bu msemba na obi mtu no wo na say am gije ho na ye okwa so say atafodo wo ho kwa no na omo be sie no mo to nyo na asasa no hwe omo nti onua no speed ye da wasi bebre e be jimre spotlight on the way e be jimre aka no nkon ho asem me hu se sa no so se de ka no worship ya de a ye de ma Nyankopon ye nya de a ye ama ye ni ade nti e be jimre bebre ni aka ma nyame hye obi biara ona wa ojo ni live stream na o hwe ye mo share video yi ma fo mo comment ye anyo no mama be kayen sa so onua Derrick so ne Michael Ananta Skosi na min sɛ mu nyinaa sɛ mo kayen ho na Nyankopɔn dom ye de dum de ye ba wi pa sɛ ansa na bɔkɔ no share video yi sɛ video yi ma fofo na share link ni so ma fofo na nyinaa ye hia Nyankopɔn asɛm nti de besia conclusion ni nyinaa ne sɛ Nyankopɔn asɛm mo no Nyankopɔn ma afisofo kwan sɛ yin instrument o afɔ dem na wo kwa akwa sɛ mu so a ba kɔ sɛ mu na kisu sa sɛ no ni nyina kyɛ sɛ Nyankopɔn pene so na nipa mum na efo so di bebra ma mpu mra na mo de saa twirebo de bebra kisu mu no na kisofo no kasa tia na atra so sa abesine nti bibia da de sɛ ebi sɛ sa o Nyankopɔn sɛ bebre sɛ waka ya ho spotlight on the way di following social media platforms nyinaa so na nyinaa yɛ mbom nhyia na kɔpɔ asɛm sɛ wonte ɛka bi nsisi deɛ ɛna na yakra mo